Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and I am so excited to get going on B. I have been just so busy trying to catch up with everything and just kind of make up for when I was sick. And so I've got a bunch of Dilutions paint that just came in that I'm all excited about. Because, you know, it's all about this art journal. I mean, I'm going to use it on my junk journals too, I'm sure. But anyway, this is what I'm excited about. So, sorry about the first video being broken into two parts. I didn't know how long it was going to take, and I felt like, oh my goodness, this is kind of long, so I better just break it and make it into two parts. And then the second part only took 10 minutes, I think, or 15. So I should have put it in one. But anyway, it's all going to get better as we go along. And so, we're going to do B, Bethlehem, City of David, Bethlehem. And I've kind of gathered a few outtakes from my Christmas journal that had some stuff I might use. So I'm going to lay them over to the side. I've been thinking about this for several days. And, you know, when I think of the city of Bethlehem, it says it's the city of David, that's where David was from. And of course, it's the city where Jesus was born. And so that's kind of, I think of, I don't know why, but I get just the image of the sky with the star. And just that dark blue color is kind of what just keeps coming to me. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I have a feeling there's going to be some dark blue and a star somewhere on this. There are a lot of techniques, you know, to do these journals. And I'm going to, as we go along, I am going to try different things, but I feel like I still want to play with some of this technique that we've started out with on the A. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be this one, and hopefully these aren't all stuck together. This is going to be B. So what I've given you, and just so you know, like that first set, A, B, C, D, I wanted to get through those and use them and see how they worked. And then the next set will probably be slightly different. I'm going to keep doing these this alphabet because I have a really cool alphabet I think that I'm going to use. I may blow up the scripture more. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I just, you know, it's going to evolve and get better, hopefully. And don't forget, if you're doing this, to take a picture and put it out on the Facebook group, Jesus Junk Journal Creators. Oh yeah, and so now we got to pick two prompts. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pick this one. It says, draw outlines in black pencil or ink around something. Okay. And this other one, whoops, is cut out a word from your junk mail. Ooh, all right. All right, well, I'll have to go down and get the junk mail out of the trash then and find something I can use. So those are my two prompts. Now don't forget, so the game we're playing, this challenge is you use two prompts each letter we do. And if you don't like one, you can put it back and pull another one just one time. And then if there's a prompt you just hate, you can actually throw two prompts away throughout the series and you'll still have enough to do the challenge. This is the first time we've done this, and so these prompts are super simple for the most part. They're just kind of basic things that I wanted to make sure we all tried. So like, for instance, you know, mine said draw outlines in black pencil or ink around something. That's just a technique I saw, and I wanted everybody to at least give it a try one time. So if we go on and do another one of these when this is finished, we may do A to Z and just pick all different prompts from the Bible and do another one. So don't get worried if we get to a letter and you think, oh, you know, Q should stand for quail. and I've got it on something else. Or, you know, E, I think E, I'm thinking Esther. But, you know, there's also Ezekiel. Or, you know, so don't get worried because we're just picking one. And we're going to do this whole journal, and then we'll turn right around and pick different ones, hopefully, if this goes right. There will be several prompts that talk about Jesus, of course. We've got Christ, C is for Christ, and there's going to be a lot of pieces and parts that point to Jesus, just like Bethlehem points to Jesus. So don't get worried about that. Don't think that just because we did Christ that we're not going to have any more about Jesus. It's like little snapshots of things in the Bible is really what we're doing. All right, I think that's probably enough talking. I'm going to start out with the putting the scraps on. And actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to start out by, I rearranged my craft room. So I'm like, oh, where is everything? So let's see, where's my gesso? All right, here's some gesso. So I am going to start out with the gesso. Okay, you guys, I'm going to try and not be chatty Cathy. I just feel really good after having COVID and all that. I feel like I'm really back to almost normal and energetic, and I'm excited about this. So anyway, I tore some scrap paper, but out of a music a hymnal, I got Old Little Town of Bethlehem, and so just some scrap paper, and I'm just going to start gluing it down using, I got some golden regular gel mat, and I wanted to try it because I used that really cheap brand from Hobby Lobby, and I just want to see if it makes any difference. I used the Tim Holtz that was super expensive. Okay, and this is why you wear an apron and an old t-shirt. And also, why you clean your bottles off when you're done. Wow. Okay, live and learn. So I'm going to have to go back and read up on this. I got this Dilutions paint. And apparently there's something trickier about it because it's not running like the regular paint is. So this is regular paint by Golden. And you can see it's doing what you would expect it to do. And I'm kind of, in my mind, I'm creating a landscape. It's like land and the sky. So I'm not going to let this orange and stuff go up to the sky because I'm going to probably end up with some blue and dark blue up there. One of the problems is I cleaned up my area and rearranged everything, and I'm having trouble finding it. So this is my Liquitex acrylic ink, and again with the spray bottle, I'll let it run down. I'll let that dry. I'll do the small one. This is the Amsterdam ink, olive green, deep. And I'm going to get out my Ken Oliver Color Burst powder. I think I'll try sepia. This is a mess if you're not careful, but it's fun because it's like fireworks when you hit it with water. And I've got indigo in here, which is sort of how I picture the sky. So I'm going to try that. Ooh. Oh, wow. This is going to be crazy. Okay. And I think I might have to drip this onto the other one. I forgot that powder goes a long way. Okay, so there's, I'm gonna let that dry for real this time. And small one, I'll let it run just a little. Oh man. Oh, this is so fun playing with all this stuff, isn't it? Okay, all right, so I'm gonna regroup. I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll be back. This is pretty dry. I used a paper towel and kind of dabbed it because I'm impatient. And I'm gonna go ahead and use some white. Let me dab that just a little bit more. Meanwhile, while I was watching, or while I was waiting for this to dry, I was watching a video on, it's from, I think her name is Dina Wakely from Ranger Inks. I'm sorry, Dina Reevely. Sorry, Dina Reevely. And she is the one that came out with all these dilution inks, and that's what I was trying to use earlier. And so I got this wax paper palette at the Dollar Tree. So I'm watching her, and so what she has done is she just uses that paint with a dauber like we use for the distress ink, and she daubs it through a stencil. So I think I'll come back and try that here in a little bit, but meanwhile I'm going to do some white. And I've got this cheap white paint from the Dollar Tree store. And I'm gonna see if I can get it to do something. I might have to coax it with a brush. Where's my water? Because it's kind of thick. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it a little help with a brush and see if that does anything. This is kind of thick. I'm not doing at all what I thought it would do, just so you know. I thought it was going to run. All right, not liking that. So I'm going to dab it off. How about that? Not liking that at all. So now I'm going to try a different white. I've got some golden fluid zinc white. I'm going to try that, see if it's liquid enough. All right, so this is hopefully more what we have come to look at. Or not. So I said we were going to learn stuff, right? Well, I am learning a whole bunch about these different paints and whether they do what you think they're going to do or not. Okay, well, I'm going to let this dry and then I'll be back. Okay, so I still want more white, and it's not quite dry, but close. So what I'm going to do is go back to this golden. I'm going to put some on both. And just I'm going to take one of these cheap chip brushes that you get at the paint store and just wet it down really well so that it will run. And this white, of course, you know, I'm going to go over it with spray, so the white will not be white when I get done. But it'll add in a variety of, you know, lights and darks. And I'm going to dry this with the hairdryer real quick. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to go through a stencil with some modeling paste because I really like having something raised on here. And full disclosure, I'm going down to fix dinner, and so I know it's going to be a while before I come back, so that'll give this modeling paste a chance to really dry. So that's my plan. Okay, well, I dried it, and I still want more white, so I'm going to go back, add some more. I'm going like in baby steps because I'm just kind of nervous about it, but that's how we find out, right? That blue really is strong. It takes on everything and kind of goes into it really in a powerful way. Okay. Okay, well, I think I could play with this for a long, long time. So I'm going to put some stencil, some modeling paste through a stencil because it's dinner time. I kind of feel like, am I painting myself into a corner? But I'm trying to relax because that's kind of the fun of it, right? Is to just let whatever happen, happen. Let whatever happens, happen. Yes, there you go. And there's my credit card. I'm looking for that. So I'm going to take this modeling paste and just use the credit card. And I've got this stencil. I'm going to use it and see what happens. That's kind of cool. That looks like a good place to put a star, if I can do this right. We'll see how that works out. Okay. All right, so I'm off to fix dinner, and then I'll come back when this is all dry, and we will go on. Okay, so the modeling paste is dry. And so I've pulled out a Lindy's Starburst spray, the Red Hot Poker Orange and the Tibetan Poppy Teal. And I'm going to spray these mica sprays. Okay, well, I give up. I'm going to use a brush, I think. Now the teal sprayed okay and ran okay. I've got a black spray that I'm going to try. This is a new one. This is one of those dilutions, like a pearlized spray, but it's in black. Ooh. And I think I might even try a purple if I can put my hand on it. Okay, so it ran around the modeling paste, which is kind of what I was hoping it would do. And I'm going to try, I've got one of these sprays. Hopefully these don't all clog up like this one did. All right, I am pretty happy with the color on this. I'm gonna stop and let it dry, and then I'm gonna come back and collage some more, and then I'll probably put some paint on top of that. I feel like I have completely lost control of this asylum. I was going to attach the prompts, and with the blow dryer and everything else going on, I have lost them. So hopefully they'll turn up, and I'll have to come back and paste them on, I guess. And I think I remember what that was. Draw around with black lines, I think was one. And the other one was use a piece of junk mail. And so I'm going to take the tab off of this envelope from this letter that I got. And this is Kenneth Copeland's, and they actually line their envelopes, which I do send them money, and I'm a partner with them, but they send me stuff all the time, so I'm calling this junk mail. But it's got scripture on it, so it's pretty cool. So I'm just going to tear a couple of pieces of that and attach that. I've probably got more than I need. It said, I think it said a word. So these are words, and I think I'm just going to do Jesus is Lord. And then, so I've got the City of David, and I kind of want to tear that, so I'm going to I've got the big B, which is going to be the last thing I put on again, because I don't want it to be obscured for whatever reason. That's just me. Did I mention that I moved everything and put everything in better places, and I can't find anything now? So, and it says, now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star in the east and have come to worship him. I've got that, and I put this in the prompts online that you can get, because I wanted to make sure you guys had an image of him in the manger. And then here's the scripture. And the ink is smearing on that. I needed to, I guess, go over it and seal it if I didn't want it to smear, but I have to say I don't really mind it. I'm going to go. Oh, I'm going to go back at the end and put these words on, put that B on. Okay, so now I'm going to let this dry. Okay, so it's almost dry, and I remembered that I was going to add some of this brown cheesecloth, because I felt like it sort of symbolized the roughness of the manger and the hay and being out with the animals. And so I just wanted to put a piece of it down here at the bottom. I don't have to do it on both of them. I'm just going to do it on one. So I'm going to use, I think I can use the gel matte medium to make it stick. We'll see. We'll find out. But seems like that's what I've seen people do. So I'm just going to kind of put it on there heavy and smash it on there. and see if I can work it out. I'm going to go over this with some more spray because more is more, right? Time Travel Teal, Starburst. And I'm going to kind of blot Bethlehem off a little bit because I do want it to be clear. And probably this has got that matte medium on it, so it seals it so you can wipe paint off of it. I've got the Antique Bronze Mica spray. And because I can't seem to leave things alone, I'm going to use the white of this high flow acrylic up here. What I'm hoping is that it'll run down into some of those spokes of the wheel. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to try the butter again. See if I can get it to behave. It's not... I'm going to go ahead and put these words on here. And my letter B. The daubers are in the basket labeled daubers. That's why I couldn't find them. Okay, so there's B. I think I'll put it on the back of this so I don't smear the colors around. And I'm covering it with that so that it will keep paint off if I do go back over it with paint. Arrived. And I know this is going to be a little confusing because this is over here and this is over here, but that's just how it goes. Okay. All right. Now the only thing about it, I feel like I'm going to have to find another image of Jesus in his awake. Okay, I do have another one. I got this one from my it's from my Christmas journal. I had an extra printout of that. And I feel like I wonder if I can pull this up and put this down here a little bit. There. That's kind of where I want it. Okay. I'm going to have to come back with a pen, I think, and write Bethlehem on it. Actually, here we go. Ah, okay. Well, I was going to splatter. That's kind of funny because I was going to splatter white paint, and I just did by accident. I was feeling like it was too dark, if you're wondering what I'm doing. I just felt like it had gotten, even though I said I wanted a night sky, it just felt a little heavy. And what this is going to do, I think, is let me write Bethlehem in the white area. So that's part of it. I just felt like, okay, I think what I'll do is put some of that butter through a stencil, because I feel like I need the gold. Just a little bit of gold. And maybe just a touch over here. Oops. Just a little bit of contrast of the, there. And there are the kings there, so that might be. I think I found the answer to my star problem. I have these samples of gemstones, and I've got a orange star, which I think I can glue there. I'm not sure. I don't know if that matte medium will glue that, so I'm going to use good old E6000. I'm going to just glue that star on and call it good. I'm going to write Bethlehem on this one. And I was supposed to draw black lines around some elements. So I'm going to do it on the city of David on here. And then over here, I am going to draw some black lines around these word strips, I think. Just doesn't have to be around all of them. And I do want to be over here on this page, so I am just going to make my own bee. And I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to add just a little bit of distress ink, I think, so it's not completely white. This happens to be Shabby Shutters. Then I need my medium, matte medium. I guess I will just try to get it to go up here in this corner. All right. I'm going over Bethlehem just to seal it. I let this all dry, and I just felt like I wanted to come back up and take another look at it. And I just want to, just want to fiddle with it some more. So I'm going to take my white paint. I accidentally did that, but I feel like I want to do it on purpose. I'm going to take this, I told you I had this palette from Dollar Tree. It's just like wax paper. Just going to get it really watery, so I'll be able to, hopefully, there. Although it's not very big, I want bigger. Okay. And I think I'm going to do it on the small one too. It kind of speaks to me, it's like stars, like at night, you know how you look up, it just kind of feels like that in a way. I think that's, Okay. And hopefully this doesn't ruin it, but I think I want to do some black. Yeah, so I may have to redo the white dots. Yeah, I feel like that just really helped a lot. Wipe the V off. I want to do it up here too.